What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Ticker Fee video and welcome to the Ticker Fee family. So the symbol we're going to be talking about today is GIK, and how GIGCAPTIAL3 it just registered with the Form S4 with the SEC. Then we'll talk about the 40 additional electrical vans that were bought, the DHL 100 new Lightning electrical vans that were also bought. Now again, these are zero emission. And then we'll finish this video off with the chart analysis. And for those that have been supporting me so far, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And for those that are tuning in for the first time, welcome to the channel. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so ticker symbol GIK announced today that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has declared effective registration statement on the Form S4, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later in this video. Now, it includes a definitive proxy statement or practice in connection with GIGCAPTIAL3 special meeting of stockholders to consider the previously announced proposed business combination with Lightning eMotors. Now, GIGCAPTIAL3 today announced that it has a set record date of March 15th, 2021 and a meeting date of April 21st, 2021 for its special meeting. Now, for those that are tuning in the first time, hopefully that added some value, but also what I wanted to point out is that according to Tim Reeser, the co-founder, most notably, they recently announced the partnership with DHL US to supply nearly 100 zero-emission last-mile delivery vehicles, 9 of which have been in service and performed well in Manhattan since December. Now, additionally, they entered a partnership with ABC companies, and that's going to be with the delivered of the first all-electric motor coach, and received an order for 200 additional electrical vehicles, including Class 3 passenger vans, Class 4 and Class 5 shuttle buses, and Class 7 transit buses. Now, they also say they introduced a new model of the popular Class 3 Lightning electric transit van and added 107,000 square feet of space to the Loveland facility to increase production capacity to meet growing demand for their products. So I wanted to point that out. I thought that was pertinent information as always. Now, with that being said, let's actually check out the Form F4 and then the record date. Okay, so what is SEC Form F4? So I wanted to point this out. That way you could understand this. So the Form F4 supports the registration of securities involving foreign private issuers in connection with exchange offers and business combinations. Now, the SEC Form F4 is to be used by any foreign private user as defined in Rule 405 for registration of the Securities Act of 1933. Now, the form must also be filed if there is a U.S. merger or acquisition involving a foreign issuer. Now, the form should not be used if the registrant is a registered investment company. So I wanted to point that out again. I felt like this is really good information, but if you read at the very bottom, it says, this act, often referred to the Truth in Securities Law, requires that these registration forms disclose essential facts about the company and securities being offered. It helps the SEC achieve its objectives by making information more accessible to the investors and prohibiting fraud, which, again, I'm thankful for that. I appreciate that. And so with that being said, let's actually look at the record. Okay, so when it comes to the record date, what I wanted to point out, if you actually go to streetinsider.com, dividend history, you can just type that in Google. But what I wanted to point out, and not only just for this company, but for any company. For example, you see where it says ticker, I put in KO, that's the ticker symbol for Coca-Cola. And it'll actually show the ex-dividend date with all the dates prior to, and then if you actually keep looking, you'll see the pay date, the declaration date, the record date, and then the details. But for those that don't know, okay, so the declaration date is the day on which the board of directors announce the dividend. Okay, now the X date or ex-dividend date is the trading date on and after which the dividend is not owned to a new buyer of the stock. Okay, now the X date is one business day before the date of record, and then the date of record is the day on which the company checks its records to identify shareholders of the company. So hopefully that makes sense. and hopefully that again is added value. I know it's not exactly 100% about the company, but it is about the record, and so I wanted to point out this website because I feel like you can use it in the future. Okay, so Fluid Truck orders 40 additional zero-emission trucks from Lightning E-Motors. So March 30th, 2021, a leading provider of the purpose-built commercial electric vehicles for fleets announced that the Fluid Truck has ordered 40 additional zero-emission delivery trucks. But what I highlighted and what I want to point out is that these vehicles will be utilized by XPO Logistics. Now, keep that in mind. Now, also, NAL Group, in the support of IKEA Retail of the last mile delivery efforts. 10 electric delivery box trucks from Lightning E-Motors have already been put into service with the Fluid Truck network system to serve Manhattan. An additional 30 vehicles from the Colorado-based Lightning E-Motors will be deployed over the next few months. Now, if you look at the picture on the right, you'll see DHL Express deploys nearly 100 new Lightning electricity delivered vans in U.S. Now, again, the Lightning Electric Ford Transit has 350 horsepower electric vans, right, in the U.S. late last year. Now, the company plans to deploy another 89 electric vehicles this year in New York and California. So, again, I want to point out that not only that the new electrical vehicles are highly durable and capable of achieving 61 mpg compared to the 13 mpg for similar gas-powered vans. Now, again, with that being said, hopefully that's added value, and we'll finish off with the chart analysis. Okay, so when it comes to reading a candlestick chart, the candlestick charting is simply a method of displaying price information in a market. Unlike a simple line chart, each series on a candlestick chart contains the 4 data points, which I want you to remember. It's going to be the opening price, the high price, the low price, and the closing price. Now, with that being said, you've got to look at the anatomy. Now, the body indicates the open to close range. The wicks, also called the tails or shadows, which are the long, thin lines above and below the main body. These reveal the intraday highs and lows. And then you've got the color, which I feel like most people understand what it represents, which is going to be the direction of price of movement. So a green body shows price increase, a red body shows a price decrease. Now, with that being said, when you're looking at this chart and you expand it and you're looking at the trend line, you're going to see the volume, which is going to be these bars, and then it'll show you 12 million trades. Okay, that's going to be sells and buys, not vice one or the other, right? It's both. Now, when you're looking at the trend line, I'd say we've got a new support. I'd say roughly at 1050. But with that being said, we've had some clear resistance. We had a high of 1736, but with the overall correction in the market, and then you've got the new infrastructure plan, we should be able to benefit from that and then have that catalyst in the market make it grow. Now, with that being said, guys, I hope this overall video added some value. I hope you were able to learn something new. With that being said, I really do appreciate you tuning in and listening. And as always, guys, welcome to the Ticker Feed family.